Alright, Tribulation, day 60. I'm now 2 months into 5/15/2011 Tribulation. And life as I know it has continued to spiral downward and to get worse. And despite my optimism, and despite my own personal efforts to be positive and do something positive, the world is still sliding backwards. On Facebook, I got a couple of friends out there, and I'm not going to really mention who they are, but, a lot of people at this point are tired of talking, mad as hell, and they're like, voting, what difference does that make? Our government, a joke. And they're like, we got to do something. We got to do something now. And, I can see it coming because it's already erupting all over the Middle East, in Europe, and it's here. People are percolating, getting desperate, scared, frustrated. Some people aren't even scared. Like I'm not scared. But, there could be a little frustration in there. But, I'm dedicated to trying to be a positive force. So if I don't feel like I'm helping enough, that's frustrating. But, just kind of going through the world of, what's happening. As far as the tribulation, hey, the Middle East is still a complete mess. Egypt just seems like on the brink of something chaotic. I was reading an article that they're laying off like 700 police, which doesn't sound too good. In Europe, the economy is collapsing. The euro dollar, Ireland, Italy, Spain, Greece, all these countries are broke, in debt, and can't pay it off. And who does everybody owe all this money to anyway? Some people say China, okay. And of course here in America, we're now on a daily soap opera because, we got about, less than, we got like 18 days to the second. And, everybody kind of knows that if something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen even before the second. So, man, we could be within, 7 to 20 days of something kind of crazy, stock market collapsing, inflation jumping through the roof. I remember I was old enough back in the Jimmy Carter days, and I wasn't thinking it was really a tribulation back then, but I can remember gas lines and how interest rates had gone through the roof, so getting a house was like really difficult, and people were for losing their homes if you had adjustable rate mortgages. Fortunately, my father was smart enough to where even when I was a young teenager, he was explaining to me like, hey Ben, when you get a house, make sure you get a fixed rate. Don't be a fool. But as we know, through the 90s and the 2000s, people were fools because everybody was getting adjustables. And, if you were breathing and fogging up a mirror, they'd give you a home loan. And, there was speculators out there driving up the housing market. So, I once again, in the early 90s, I bought my first house, and I only lived in it for about a year. My realtor came back to me and said, hey, Ben, if you sell your house right now, you can make $150,000. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But he was like, yeah, the market's so hot. But, I knew even then. And I didn't sell my house. I thought, well, if I made $150,000, I'll just stay here another year or two, make another $150,000. So, there's a whole story about what went down with that house. But, I knew right then, like this is not right. This is not normal. This is not how housing's supposed to work. 20 years later, I was looking to rent a house, and because of the high mortgage rates, people were asking out here in San Jose, California, they were asking for $3,000, $3,500 a month in rent. And I'm like, are you, crazy? If I had $3,500, I wouldn't be renting a house. I'd be buying a house. So anyway, that's the crazy world. But we got this big drama between the Republicans and Obama and the Democrats, and everybody knows nothing's going to get worked out here. So every day I'm just sitting here saying, okay, is today the day? The day is coming, a big day. Part of this tribulation is it's like big days where stuff happens. I was feeling it was going to happen Sunday, but it didn't really happen Sunday. That was my birthday. But actually I had a good birthday, so that's a silver lining in an otherwise dark tribulation. The United States is now in this huge heat wave after having just extreme weather, and there's still extreme weather going on in spots in the United States, but the whole country is in this massive heat wave. So I don't know what's going on with the weather in America, but it just seems like lately, well, actually I do kind of know. There's a theory that right now, like our president says, God bless America all the time, and there's a theory that maybe God isn't blessing America. And there's lots of reasons and theories of why he's not blessing America, but maybe Obama's one of those reasons. So, it's been 4 days. I've been kind of dealing with some stuff. But the tribulation continues. I thought I'd just get on and, give a little update as far as what's going on. And of course, the fact that the NFL doesn't seem like it's going to actually happen, that just, if that isn't a sign that the end of the world is here, I don't know what is. So I'm going to sign off. I've been going a little too long today anyway. Gonna keep my head up, gonna think positive. I picked up a pile of crap at the park today. In fact, I've been picking up a pile of crap for the last several days, and just it's little incremental chunks of positive energy being gathered into my aura. But I'm working on that. So anyway, keep on rocking. Peace.